Good morning, Cowboy Jim again from northern Alberta in Canada, up in what we call the oil sands. We mine oil. It's what we do. I had the honor and privilege of speaking with those two ladies from the last video that I did on forgiveness. And I I had a wonderful conversation with a man on the company bus coming back from the mine a couple of nights ago, and um, the subject of forgiveness came up, and um, his concern was how could he forgive himself, and I've pondered that quite a bit. And I've had a pretty rugged life, and so I have had a lot of things that I had to find a way to live beyond in my life. I have not lived a perfect life. I I have lived a rugged life, simple, and but I have come up with a system, a methodology of um, being able to live with myself, okay, in light of how I have had behaved in the past. And it is simply this: I ask God to forgive me. And I got right down to it, and I got very specific on certain issues. And the one thing about God is this: He is more than willing to forgive you. And when He forgives you, upon your asking Him to forgive you, He does. And He, God, will never bring it up again. Never. Not ever. So when you are pondering, somewhat, shall we say, with an open mind, out of the blue comes a thought of condemnation for something you have done in the past. If you have taken that to God, He, God, has forgiven you, and He, God, will never mention it again. So where does that thought of condemnation come from? Two sources. Could be three. Could be from other people who condemn you for behaving badly when they themselves probably had behaved worse. The other is from yourself, that you yourself have yet to forgive yourself for having done whatever. And that's a choice that you make. There's the third possibility. This is where I am harassed by Satan on occasion. And when I've been around a while, Lee. I'll be 75 come October and still feel like 40. When I feel condemned for having done something that I've taken to the cross and left there, I know it is from Satan. Because Satan goes about as a roaring lion, primarily to see who will run. And when you run from your problems, you are exposed. Your weakest point then becomes your back, because that's when, like, the mountain lion that attacked my cousin and I, we didn't run. We just sat there and waited and shot it with an arrow at 18 feet. But had we ran, we would have been killed. Period. So Satan wants to destroy you. His intent, Satan's intent, is to rob, steal, destroy your joy. Because the joy of the Lord is to be your strength. That is our strength. If you are a believer, get your heart right with God. Walk in his love, in his peace, in his acceptation of you. Do not allow yourself to be condemned by either yourself, others, or Satan. Because what God has forgiven and forgotten is no longer on the books. There's no record of that on the books between you and God. So why blame yourself for what you did? Sure, good to own what you did as being wrong, but not to the point of losing your joy, your peace, your ability to love, and your ability to receive love from a marriage partner. Better be your marriage partner, okay? Not somebody else's. And that's the way it is. So for me, when I feel condemned, I say, I'm not accepting that. That's not my thought. God, it's not my thought. I'm not walking in that crap. And I do as I always do. Once actually is enough. But I just recognize God and I say, God, forgive me. I accept that Jesus Christ is your son, that he suffered, bled, and died on the cross for my sins. I am truly sorry for having lived the way I have. Help me to live the way you would have me to live. Amen and amen. God bless you. Y'all take care now.